Everyone, it's sunny out, and I finally have something like a happy thing to add to this like digital pensive. In sort of like Asian culture, it's sort of normal that you like show respect and deference to your elders. And sometimes it goes a little bit too far, but I think that like a healthy medium is good. And naturally, I actually I'm for it, to be quite honest. Like this is something I was raised with, and you know, I think that respecting experience, is a logical thing. Like it logically makes sense. And like if I go into the room and someone's older than me, then like, oh, hey, they have more experience, and maybe I can learn from that. And like that sort of mindset, I think actually serves me pretty well. And people, respect you more when you respect them. And so long as they aren't sort of taking that for granted too much, it sort of sets you off on the right foot. At least that's been my experience. And, it to some extent helps that, a lot of other young people sort of resent the fact that they have to respect older people, and that by being genuinely respectful and not um, having that resentment towards them, uh, sort of like counts in your favor. And I think that, in the same way that, you sort of like respect their experience, you respect their knowledge, and you want to sort of benefit yourself in that way, you can also sort of, when you understand that they haven't really made use of that experience, they haven't reflected on their experience, they can also lose your respect. Like when someone has lived a long time, but they haven't reflected on the experience of their life of their years. They haven't really lived through and consciously reflected on their experiences. Then they aren't really alive in sort of the same way that someone has like maybe lived less years, but really sort of taken those in and be like, what did they mean? How did I act? Was it all right? What should I do in the future? Right? Someone who just sort of was unconscious those years that they lived, even if there's more years in volume, they will lose your respect. And that's okay, in my view, right? You can gain respect and lose respect based on your actions. I think that's perfectly normal, and, that's a good expectation. I think that's fine. Oh dear, the windows. Um, and I think that that actually is like a good mindset. For me, this is like the mindset I approach things in. And, like it serves me well. I think that part of like the millennial bashing that I have experienced, yes, I I am a millennial. I know I have like gray hair and I look old, so old. But I'm a millennial, I swear. God, I look so old. The years. It's like it got hit over, like I got ran with like not the ugly tree, but like the old tree. It just like whammed me like the Whomping Willow, just all at once, and then they just kept hitting me just like every day. And just like what happened to my face? What happened to my body? It all happened so fast. But I'm like still young-ish in years, but just my body just aged so quickly. The pain. Sorry, this was supposed to be a positive video. But, like in the same way that I recognized that I was aging, I also recognized, what parts of me still felt pretty young. Like there's you recognize how you felt when you were younger, and like, I think that when I'm older I probably won't have like the same drive I have now, or like the ease of just like, being able to pick myself up when I'm like feeling weary and kind of down and out and be all like, okay, slap my cheeks, get going. Like that's going to be harder when I get older. I recognize that, and so I want to try to get the most out of these years while I still can. And I hope that everybody else does, because they're not. It's not going to stay that way. It's all going to go. It's all going to slip through your fingers like sand, and then it's gonna be all like, where did it all go? The arrow of time only moves one way until you find yourself a TARDIS. And I don't see any TARDISes in sight. No Doctor Who for us, buddies. So, I think that on the sort of like age and experience, it's worth respecting people who have it, and automatically being older means you have it. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that they've really taken time to reflect and really gain the true value that comes with that experience. And so if you see somebody who hasn't, then, that will degrade the value of their experience and the amount of respect you should apportion them. Whether you will say that to their face is up to you. I am myself thinking about how I want to handle that situation. I will sort of have to play it by ear. You can put in the comments what it is you think you will do or have done. Yeah, have fun, everybody. Today's a sunny day. I'm gonna go outside and do some yard work. Everybody enjoy yourself. I hope you're happy and hale.